This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 143 of the Dressage Radio Show. Hello and welcome to the program, which comes to you again from sunny Florida, where I visited Sweden's Tinne Vilhelmson, who recently came third in the Global Dressage Masters at the Jim Brandon Arena. Those of you who follow the show will know that I've been down in Florida for the last few weeks, so I took the opportunity to visit Tinne at her training centre in a quiet corner of Wellington, which offers an idyllic setting to produce Grand Prix horses. Tinne, you have a lovely situation here in Wellington for the season. How long have you been coming here and basing yourself for the season of dressage and to avoid Sweden?
We came here the first time last season, so we were here last year, and then the second year is done now.
And how many horses do you bring when you come over?
Last year we brought 9 and went home with 8. Kind of a good thing. And this year we brought 6 for us and 2 more jumping horses for my boss daughter.
Well, explain the arrangement you have here, because it really is beautiful. How many acres do you have? You have a wonderful covered arena behind you, so you can ride in all weathers, and you've got paddocks out the front, a house, and 2 barns. Let's describe these barns and the layout.
I think it's a perfect situation to train horses here. We have 2 barns, and my boss, Antonia Johnson, her daughter, she has 2 daughters here. They are jumping. So one of the stables are jumping horses, and the other one are dressage horses. And then we mix a bit too, of course.
Right. So it's all very friendly, and you have the facilities you want for your horses. So tell us the number of staff that you must need. Then, when do you bring people over from Sweden with you?
Yes, we brought 2 grooms, so we are about 10 people here from Sweden. And then some other ones from New York coming over with Sophie Murner, who is here too, the daughter of Antonia Johnson.
Well, you got off to a good start. You get some great results, so it obviously suits you being here in Florida, and not least of all with your Grand Prix horse favourite. Finished 3rd in the World Dressage Masters. Obviously that kind of result you were looking for, to finish in the top 3, huh?
Yes, for sure. I was really, really happy. But I do think that the horses really like it here. It's really horse-friendly, and the horses feel so good in this climate. They are so much more soft in their body, and they really relax and likes it, compared to Sweden, where it's really freezing and a lot of snow right now.
Well, a lot of people will be thinking, yeah, we know Tinne, we know her in Europe, but when she's in Wellington, it's a new crowd, it's a new support group that you have here. So let's introduce them a little bit more to who Tinne really is. Now, how did you get started in Sweden? Did you actually go through Pony Club? Did you ride since you were a child?
I did ride since I was a child, and did through the Swedish riding school that we call it. It's a big and very good education in Sweden that works out really well. But then when I was 16, I went to Germany, and I made my education there by a man called Walter Christensen. So I was there for 5.5 years. And I think that's where I learned to do horses in a professional way. And since then, I moved back to Sweden and then work with horses since then.
So it was always dressage for you then, was it, Tinne, once you became a professional?
Yeah, professional has always been dressage. I've always been jumping, and I like to jump my dressage horses, but never competition-wise and never professionally. It's only dressage in that way.
So do you jump while you're here? As you say, you share the jumping yard here, so do you get tempted to jump as well?
Well, I don't do it anymore when they do Grand Prix, so I only have my highest educated horses here. But the young horses at home, they get to jump and play a lot.
Right, well, obviously it's a full season for you while you're here. When do you actually head back with the horses that you have? And it sounds like you may not take them all back, if for last year's an example.
Well, this year we only brought the ones we want to bring back again, so we're not going to sell one here. And we do go back in mid-March, because I want to try to go to the World Cup final in Sertongenbosch. I'm not there yet, but I hope I will be. So that's the goal. So we leave then in mid-March to be able to, that the horses get acclimatized in Sweden again before we go to that show.
So what else would you do then? How many more competitions would you have? We're getting to the middle of February almost. How many more shows?
I have, I think, 5 more shows to go to.
And tell us about the horses. We obviously know Favourite from the Masters. Tell us about the other horses that you'll be showing here.
I show Divertimento too. He's 10 this year. He did his first start in Grand Prix earlier, 2011 of course, but in the end of it, so he hasn't done that many Grand Prix yet. But he's a lovely horse and he needs to get the experience. It's good for him to come out here and get experience too. And then I also brought Don Auriello. He's going to show now in 2 weeks. I didn't show him yet because he went the whole autumn in Europe very much, and he did the World Cup, all the World Cups in Europe before we left. So he had like a time off when we came here and relaxed a bit and had a training time period, and that's kind of nice too to get in this climate to be able to train and get more strength.
Right. Now, do you do any teaching, any clinics while you're here, Tinne?
No, I haven't done that since yet. I've been fully occupied with my horses and
keeping busy with the horses you have. Well, maybe you can show me around the stables and we can meet some of those horses in a minute. But as I said, right behind us we have this lovely covered arena which enables you to ride. It doesn't matter what the weather is, and it looks really perfect footing too.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I like it a lot. It's really good. It works out good.
It's a very big arena. Is it more than it maybe 20? But how long is it?
It's exactly the measure of the dressage, so it's 2060.
2060. It looks longer from here for some reason. Maybe the arches, but it is a beautiful building, isn't it? And was that already here then? These facilities were here. You just walked into them.
No, we have been changing quite a lot. So the indoor wasn't here, and one of the stables wasn't either. So we were building one stable, the small paddocks where the horses go, and these in the covered arena is also new.
So all of this is your design, is it?
Yes, it is.
In one of the stable blocks here, which looks beautiful, it's so airy, it's so, the airflow is great, it's light, and the stalls look really big. Did you design this?
Well, I was part of it, so we did it together, of course, but it's actually a very, very good stable, and the horses do really like to stay here, I think. They relax and they can look out everywhere, and the air is nice, as you said. And it's also kind of a light stable, it's not so dark.
It is very comfortable looking for them, and that's important, obviously. And the designs are beautiful. I mean, you've got this lovely wood on the front, and the horses, as you can say, can look either out into the aisle here, or they can look out to the back to their paddocks. They have the best of both worlds, don't they?
Yeah, I would say so.
So who do we have in here?
We brought the 6 dressage horses we brought are 2 for Antonia, and then my 4 competition ones.
Right, so you've got some other horses that are not in competition then?
Yes, I have 1 horse not in competition, and then we have Alexandra Mörner's 2 jumping horses in here too.
Right. And you also have another arena, so let's take a walk across the courtyard here, Tinne, and you can describe where this goes into the barn on the other side. And you've got your wash racks here on the left. The horses all seem to be very relaxed. It must be a comfortable environment for them.
Yeah, I think they like it here. Or they do. They do really like it here, I would say.
And on the right there, you've got a nice kitchen and tack room for everybody. And, it's just a comfortable environment for the staff as well. How many grooms do you have here?
We bought 2 from Sweden. And then we have 2 here up from New York coming down with Sophie. So...
They must like it here to get away from Sweden for the winter too, huh?
I would say so.
How the grooms, have they been with you a long time? Do you try and keep those with you? Obviously, for your horses, it's so much better to have that continuity, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. They've been a long time with us, and we often keep them long, and I like that. It's a good team together. It's important that the whole team works out together and that we know each other well, especially on competitions, because when you come to that specific moment, you really want to have people around you that you know well.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's go across this courtyard. We've got a nice gravel centre courtyard piece here to go over to the other wing of these stables. Now, is this a mirror image over here, these stables, Tinne, to what we just walked through?
Well, this was the existing stable that already was here. So we tried to mirror the other one to this, I would say.
How many stalls do we have here?
Here it's 6 stalls. And they're all occupied by Sophie Mörner with her horses here.
So this is the jumping wing, is it?
Yeah, you could say so.
And some beautiful rubber again. You know, this is so popular to have these rubber stalls, and again, nice and light and airy, and the horses can look in or out as well. So it's just a beautiful facility here you have here. Now, what about treadmill? Treadmills seem to be very fashionable in Europe and here in Florida. Do you use a treadmill for your horses?
We have a treadmill, but my horses have never been on them, so I haven't tried it yet. Because at home we do have a big walker instead. That's what they're used to. And when we're here with so less horses, we actually walk them every day, in the afternoon anyway.
Now, do you hack around, because you're in a gated community down here in this corner? It's a very peaceful corner of Wellington, isn't it? Do you hack them around the environment here?
Yeah, sure, we do a lot. It's nice. Every day before they work, they hang around, and then some couple of days a week they just go out.
And it's very relaxing for them too, isn't it, to have that? And it's safe. That's the important thing.
Yes, I would say.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit more about your home here. Is this your house that we're looking at right there? No? Where are you in relation to?
I stay there in the groom's quarter.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I stay behind the stables in the groom's quarter, which is nice. I hear the horses, and I can really make sure that they are well.
Now, tell us about your family, because you've got family, you've got children. Tell us about your children.
That's true. I'm here with my husband and my son, Lucas, who is 10.
And where does he go to? Does he have to go to school locally while he's here?
Yes, he's going to go to a private school for a while, just to learn English and get the social skills here.
Yeah, that's got to be good for him to be in another country, learning another language, and can take home some skills as well as enjoying the horses. Does he ride?
No, he doesn't ride. No, there's a lot of other things to do here for him.
Now, what about your husband? What does he do during the time he's in Wellington with you, apart from be your number one cheerleader?
Well, he is working with sailing boats and racing boats, so he can actually work a bit from here too. He has his brand is a lot down here in Florida too, so he can do some work from here too.
Oh, that's cool. Does he sell sailing boats?
No, not the equipment for them. The equipment for them.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, you're in the right place in Florida, I would think. Are you a sailor?
Nah, not that much, but I like it though.
So what do you do for fun?
Well, for fun, I think the horses are for fun. It takes all my time, but I do really love it, and I love my life with them.
Do you get your rest of your family over here to visit you while you're in the Florida sunshine?
The rest of my family? No, they stay at home. Last year, my sister was here visiting me, though.
So let's talk about the rest of the year, Tinne, because this obviously is a big Olympic year. You're hoping to make the team. I would think you're feeling pretty confident right now with the horses that you have?
Well, I think you should never feel confident, but it feels good, and the horses are good, working good, and they've been good the whole year. So I'm looking forward to and hoping to be on the team.
Now, what is the system of selection for the Swedish team for the Olympics, Tinne? What do you have to do as part of that selection procedure?
Well, we have a certain amount of shows that we have to participate, but the country is small, and we are not that many about it, so we could rather make up the best shows for the horses to make the best preparation possible for the Olympics, so that we don't compete them so much that they're tired when the Olympics come. So I could actually select the best shows that we need to do, and together with the chef d'équipe, of course, we decide that, so that the horses get as good prepared as you ever can.
Now, when you go back, you said you're making a bid for the World Cup final as well in Hertogenbosch in April. What will your schedule be with the horses that you have then for after April leading up to the Games?
I could say I have one show in a month, every month, until the Olympics. I do one show a month. Because in Sweden we have to travel. I have a 3 days travel to every show, so I can't show that much as I can do here when they don't need to travel.
Right. Now, when do the selectors make their final determination?
I can't exactly say the date, but it's pretty close. It should be pretty close because it should be the best ones at that point.
Right. So what happens to your establishment while you're here in Florida then? Do you leave any horses back home and somebody taking care of them while you're over here?
Yes, of course. It's a big organization to get both stables going. It's still 18 horses in training at home. So it's a lot of things going on, but I have very good people at home that then have to stay and take care of that part.
Well, who would be your jockeys then, your riders that are back home keeping the other horses fit and in training?
Well, last year I brought one of the riders from our stable, Caroline Dacor. She rode here in the small tour. She's at home now, taking care of the stables. And also my stable manager, Heidi Öberg, is home, taking care of the rest of the horses. So they do it at home.
So apart from, obviously, the sunshine, the facilities here, the lovely shows, and the Global Dressage Festival, which is right here in your backyard now, so there's obviously all the facilities you want. What else do you enjoy about being in Florida?
Well, I think the main thing is that it's so extremely horse-friendly. It's really made for horses here, and I think my horses couldn't have a better preparation for the year than being here and training here. I think that's really everything. It's a good atmosphere to be in.
So will you make this an annual pilgrimage then? You'll come over every year and base yourself in Wellington. Is that for the foreseeable future anyway?
Well, of course, it's up to my boss to say if we're going or not. But so far, it's been really working out well, and I think we are aiming to do it again and again. I hope so.
Well, it certainly proved successful for you too, Tinne. I want to thank you very much for hosting us here at your beautiful facility in Florida. We'll follow you all the way to the Olympics and hopefully catch up with you in Greenwich.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thanks again to Tinne for her hospitality and to everyone who has made me so welcome down here in Wellington. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage from sunny Florida. I'll be back up north in Kentucky for next week's show, bringing you more news, views and interviews from around the world of dressage. But for now, this is Chris Stafford signing off from sunny Florida.